Hi folks, this is Holy Fruit, and today, once again, I'm leaving the heart of Borneo. Well, probably, maybe, perhaps, possibly. My involuntary night in the jungle kind of persuaded me that I need a couple days of hotels and markets and stuff, and that I also need to continue towards Miri, Brunei, Sabah, finally West Malaysia. I'm here. I ended up once again in the beautiful and surprisingly modern and civilized village of Long Son, 100 kilometers away from the next paved road. Yeah, the roads in the village are sometimes paved, but not the roads that connect it to the outside world. So, yeah, since I couldn't find a transport to the city of Miri, now I'm gonna again sit at the dirt road and wait for a random truck to pick me up. I already covered all the diverse, well, not all, but many of the diverse fruit and veggies they are growing here in Long Son. So check out my other videos on the village. Because we are deep in the jungle, in the heart of Borneo, deep inside one of the biggest jungles in the world. They have the normal Southeast Asian / Malayan stuff, but they also have a lot of the exotic normal stuff. So you see coconuts and mangoes and water apples together with local with stuff that's exotic for us but local for them here, like Enkala, behind the Tarap, some Borneo longans, and somewhere behind there was also Dabai, the Borneo olive. As I said, I have other videos where I cover this in more detail. Now let's get to the road, because I'm already quite late for the morning traffic. But if you are late for the morning traffic, that could mean that there is no car for the next hour or so. Arrived at the well-known spot, the junction to the Long Son School Road. This time I want to go in this direction, so I will not move too far, but stay here near the bridge. Last time I moved quite far, about 10 kilometers before I found the car. Started at 11 and found the car about 4, maybe 3. This time I'm staying here. There's a nice little hut here, maybe some fruits to forage, a lot of sacks full of rocks where I can put my backpacks. Sounds like a good base camp. And after I was forced to spend the night in the jungle, wet and dehydrated and completely overtired, I'm not too eager on big adventures and big hikes. Maybe small adventures, but not too big hikes. Let's see what we can forage around here. This is no primary jungle. You can see this by the fact that there is a lot of low vegetation, overgrown with vines, and they are the same 30 species you find everywhere in Borneo. I always forget the name of this flax-like thing. It has very tasty fruits. However, they don't seem to be in season. And this car is coming from the wrong direction. What have we got behind it? No obvious fruit trees. There is an oil palm there. I could eat the fruits of the oil palm. Let's see what we see from this bridge. This kind of looked like an abandoned orchard, but actually it isn't. It's all non-fruity trees. Always use bridges. They are free tree canopy walks. The bamboo over there could help me in a survival situation with water. However, the bamboo around here didn't have too much water. That we got a There is maybe a small kepayang tree there. This up there looks like a tarap. Nothing much on this side either, except that you can see how crazy the floods in the last days were. Yeah, no fruits around here. Well, I'm full anyways. I ate a big breakfast and then also a big durian, so I don't really need to forage for anything right now. It would be nice to have at least a couple little berries to nibble on. Here the Singapore rhododendron, a berry you can find on pretty much every roadside in Southeast Asia, but it's not ripe. Yeah, nothing. So we just need to wait for a car. This forestry truck is a little bit more full, but still nothing like my record. I think this was 22 people at the back of a truck. Well, half of them were really little children, but still. So, let's see. Hurt my back while falling 2 days ago. Let's see how long my back can stand this. They are not going too far, but from where they dropped me, I have to continue. Let's see, here are some trucks. See them? Thought my lens was dirty, but no, actually there's water inside my phone and the lens was fogged up. Now it has kind of drained. Well, funny thing is, here again those oil palm plantations over 100 kilometers on a horrible road from the next mill. Nobody is harvesting those. Well, I asked a little bit around that. It seems that I'm the only tourist, not only the only white man, but the only outside person, not from the jungle, who is traveling this way on those forestry trucks here. Everybody else, it seems, either books online or via a travel agent in Miri or Kuching, and is being brought here and pampered by the local tour operators. So while people here are used to seeing white people, this is an area with established tourism. They are not used to seeing white people hitchhiking, talking and trying to catch some fruits, but no, not much in this boring secondary vegetation, part of it the result of afforestation. Monkey figures bananas, some of them hanging full of fruit. Also some Musa bordeensis. Musa bordeensis are the Darrow leaves, monkey figures. No, I'm confused. Okay, no. Monkey figures bananas, yes, this is Musa cuminata barbicrocarpa, but the Darrow leaves, like those here, are Musa campestris. Been showing the same banana species in videos for over a week now, but that's because those are the 3 common banana species around here. Well, the third one is not so common because it's got the tastiest flowers. If I'm lucky, I might see 1 or 2, but there is not a big chance I'll be able to film them. One of the nice bridges over the nice little rivers here. And the vegetation around the road is really boring. Bunch of durian trees, but I don't see a single fruit. Apart from that, not much. Only this boring secondary vegetation along the road. Of course, the hills in the distance are much more interesting. Oh well, there's at least a tarap tree here, but no fruits. The hills in the distance are more interesting, but whenever you build the road around here, you just lock the trees. That's why in order to get into the good jungle, usually you also need to do a lot of walking. Another small logging camp. Behind it the longhouse, coconuts, not many other fruits. Whenever there is a small fruit orchard, I'm always too slow to pull out the phone. But I haven't seen any extraordinary fruit or I would have jumped from the truck to get them. Well, I would have asked them to stop, of course. There are no gas stations in the jungle. You have to carry as much gas as you need. I'm seeing a lot of cars, a lot of, well, no cars here on this road, a lot of trucks with the back full with gas canisters. It's what, 500 kilometers on the dirt road to Borneo. That means if you go there you need gas for at least 1,000 kilometers, and if you drive around on the jungle road it's even more. Let's see if there is something interesting around here. Nope, it's all boring secondary vegetation. Over there, couple hundred meters away, lots of interesting big old jungle trees, but not around here. The biggest problem about those logging trucks and many of the others is that they of course covered in machine oil. I've seen somewhere there was machine oil and gasoline sloshing into the back of the truck. This one is one of the cleaner ones, but still, of course, you get spots everywhere. It's part of the adventure. Quite interesting geology here, some type of shale. I bet that this stuff has some oil. Well, I mean the oil fields of Miri and Brunei are not too far away, so it's not too far-fetched to believe that there is something similar around here. Okay, the battery is busted. It was not just the gas, but also the battery. This is very old technology, but still working quite well. Very sturdy trucks. But of course, on those roads with that kind of use, they break down all the time. I've seen a lot of them on the side of the road, especially after big rains. And fortunately, those guys here, they can repair almost everything. I hope that's gonna be a quick fix, otherwise we are stuck here for quite some time. Yeah, completely boring vegetation around here. If you can tell me the name of this tree with those conspicuous scales, it's here everywhere. Also this vine I'm seeing everywhere, I think it has purple flowers or something like that. The ferns are a popular vegetable for those people. Oh no, now they have opened the hatch in front. Let's go. Ah, good, you repair everything. Bagus. You can repair everything on your truck, right? You repair everything, good. Sounds good. Yep. Seems that all the trouble is fixed and we can go on. This is the Musa borneensis varflava. The huge banana bunch, probably 15 kilograms or so, is still hanging. Nobody will harvest it because it has seeds. But the giant male flower bud, which in itself is like probably 1.5 kilograms, has long been picked because it's one of the most revered vegetables around here. So now we got the three most common bananas around here. There are 2 or 3 other ones you can see along the roadsides, but I haven't seen them yet. You can see them more on the upper Baram river. But there is no fruit season there yet, so I didn't see any reason to go up there. Some good jungle up there. Yes, it was too steep right above the road and they didn't want to cause too much erosion, so they left it. Down here they planted everything with oil palms. I think it's still too far away from the mill to make over there a rose, not a rose apple, a water apple or wax apple. I think here we are still a bit too far away from the mill to make decent profit with oil palms, but it seems like they are being maintained and harvested. And right behind the oil palm plantation, a big old growth tropical rainforest. Here between the oil palms and the bai tree, the Borneo olive. One of the dry rice paddies, and down here one of the rare wet rice paddies actually. Here in the hills, dry rice on steep slopes is the norm. But they also know the wet rice in flooded lowlands, in the river valleys. Here they had maybe 30 square meters of wet rice and over 1,000 square meters of dry rice. And they are going the other main fork of the road. Yeah, this is where the big logging is happening right now. This is also where the crazy jungle durians are. Not just tons of the red and orange and yellow, the Durio dulcis and graveolens, but also the crazy durian hybrids. But apparently they are not in season yet. So I'm going back to Miri. This is the road to civilization. About 5 or 6 kilometers to base camp Kilo Sepulut. Oh, beautiful big brown butterfly. Here somebody has planted a row of beetle nut or pinang palms. Well, probably the same one who planted a couple over there. Still a very popular drug around here, unfortunately. There is a little garden right on the fork. I wonder why he hasn't made some sort of little restaurant or homestay. Let's see what fruits we have here. It's basically always the same, folks, because this roadside vegetation doesn't change a lot. Also the village fruit trees don't change a lot. Yeah, they are more interesting in the hills with the Dayak and Torangulu, but basically it's repetitive. Only if you go to the deep jungle or to the big markets you find interesting stuff. Passiflora foetida, it's on every roadside. Bananas, so they are right next to the planted palms, so they could be planted. But I think, I don't know, I would say those are planted bananas. This is something like Pisang Hotel, I would say. So somebody is considering this a garden. Yeah, they have planted a small mango tree up there and put a stick with a bottle next to it in order to find it in the dense vegetation. Are all those bananas some cultivars? Probably. There are more sticks around them. I thought that this is Musa borneensis varflava, but no. Those are actually some banana cultivars which I cannot recognize yet because they have no bananas. No need to reject the tasty young ginger butt called Bunga Kantan in the local language. The flower is also nice, the fruit over there is also nice. But right now I'm after the butt. Tasty and tender. Tastes like formic acid. Actually not too tender. The stalk is more tender and tasting less of formic acid. Very healthy. Gives a lot of taste to many local mountain dishes. No. Yeah, quite good stuff. Okay. Too sour and too hot for many. But by now I've adapted to some types of hotness, so I can eat those with ease. Wait at least Wait at least until I've sat down. I still haven't even ditched my backpack. Well, yeah. On the next forest track. Quite a lot of traffic by those orange trucks around now. Well, I mean, I'm approaching the headquarters, so this one is quite empty and reasonably clean in the back. Didn't understand where they go. It's possible they just go them 5 kilometers to Kilos de Pulut, but 5 kilometers is 5 kilometers. And this is also edible ferns here on the roadside. So where a tourist might see just greenery, the local people, they assess every single plant for its edibility. Like, they will stop if they see a lot of young ferns. They will stop if they see a single yellow banana flower. They will stop if they see a lot of pink banana flowers. So look at the beautiful jungle over there. Still not locked. Still more or less pristine old growth jungle. Maybe I should see, this was Musa borneensis. I didn't see a flower on it. I think it hasn't developed one yet, but as soon as it grows to decent size, it will be harvested. If they see a lot of ferns which are young, they will stop and harvest them. If they see or smell durian, they will stop and harvest it. They might have their little village gardens, but in their hearts, they are still hunters and foragers. Actually, until 3 years ago, wild boar was basically what drove, oh look at those beautiful mountains, beautiful jungle. Wild boar was what drove the local economy in many villages. You would shoot wild boar, sell it to your neighbor who went into town tomorrow. He would sell it there, and so money would trickle back into the little villages. Now this most important financial asset, oh look at the big bee tree, the one with the white bark. In a couple months this will be full with the super colony of giant sting bees. Well, now that the pigs are gone and the durian season is crap, the people in the rich villages are okay, the more modern people are okay, but the people in the poor villages, they are suffering. They are harvesting every banana and ginger flower in order to have something to eat. Here's some big banana. Oh, look, the yellow flowers. Those will be gone in a couple days, folks. I'm amazed they are still there. Maybe they are still a bit young. But those two yellow flowers, locals will totally chop their way with the parang for the 15 meters of vegetation to those flowers and harvest them. They will leave behind about 20 to 30 kilograms of tasty bananas because they have seeds. But they will totally harvest the two big flowers. Those two big flowers are basically 2 average meals for a small family. And 2 meals of banana flowers are better than 2 meals of nothing. They are still not hungry enough to eat the wild banana fruits. I hope it doesn't come to that, because then the situation is really grim. Oh, here's some more different bananas growing down there. It's funny, banana flowers are a staple here, but the wild bananas are also the most despised wheat in the hills, because they are taking over each rice paddy and each garden within 2 or 3 years. So we arrive at Kilos de Pulut, and it seems that's where they stop, and that's where I get off. Let's visit the nice ladies from the shop slash restaurant slash homestay. Let's see if they miss me. Last time I almost broke down their door because they locked me in. I'm sure they do remember me. Oh, this must be a boss, some modern forestry truck. trading post at Kilo Sepulut. This is basically a hub in the interior, about 50-60 kilometers into the interior, 50-60 kilometers from the next paved road. This is where you stop on the way to town. I still don't think it's worth the trouble. Look at it, maybe 15 bunches of, maybe 20 bunches of palm nuts. It's not worth it. They have to transport them many thousands of kilometers. That's what I stayed less than a week ago. Quite old and crappy, but also cheap. This is one of the things you need to record. A couple dogs and cats just chilling on a small trading post in the middle, well, not in the middle, but in one of the biggest jungles in the world. They seem like they have no concerns in life except who's gonna throw them the next fish head. Well, cats, shall I tell you a secret? Here they cook fish heads, so you must be lucky to get some. After drinking a coffee and getting the vital information, no durian in the villages of the people who were at the trading post, I'm continuing heading back towards what we call civilization. Not that the area of Baram is not civilized, it's just the road is being maintained by the logging company and is as good as you need it for logging trucks. The internet is slow. Some of the people are very poor. Eggs tend to cost several ringgit in remote areas. Still an incredibly civilized region, unexpectedly modern in some aspects. But yeah, let's see what urban civilization holds in stock for me. Talking and hoping that I'll find some good fruit tree along the... getting a little bit tired. Yesterday I recovered from my involuntary night in the jungle, but still not 100% recovered. Time for the daily rain is approaching and the clouds are gathering, so I shouldn't get too far from the camp in case I need to hide from the rain. This truck has been here for a couple decades already, become its own little ecosystem. That's pretty standard way to dispose of trucks around here. What is this lime? This lime looks a bit interesting. Looks a little bit too plump for the standard Haiti lime. What do you think, folks? In the background, there are even a couple ripe ones. What do you think this lime is? And here some carpos, not sure, probably some breadfruit, oil palms and betel nuts in the background. And here next to this hut, a coconut tree. Those huts look abandoned. Let's see if they're abandoned. Maybe we can snack some snack. We can sneak in there and snack some snack from behind some shack. Bambagan mango tree, some banana. Don't even know what the fruit trees behind the house are. Here in the middle is a durian, another lime. This one is also interesting. What exactly do you think this is, folks? Some type of lime / lemon, rambutan and durian tree. Some churches, some abandoned cafe. Never I've never checked out this part of the camp. Young durian tree. Young tarap tree over there. Seems to be an area where you can live quite peacefully in those little long houses. The official entrance into the camp, one of the two main checkpoints into the heart of Borneo around here. First time I came through here, I was happy to be on a logging track because I thought that they won't let everybody in. I thought that they will be a bit reluctant because they would expect every European who comes here with a big backpack and a beard to just come to protest. Now I know they're a bit more relaxed with checking people here. But still, it is a checkpoint and the road belongs to the logging company. So if they don't like you, they don't really have to let you in. Well, even if they don't like me, they will let me out because, yeah, no point keeping me in here, right? Actually, I remember the first time when I was in Baram, some nice folks gave me a lift from almost 200 kilometers upriver to this camp here. And then five minutes later, they picked me up again and brought me here after the checkpoint. I think their boss said, if you have brought a white person to the camp, you see him out of the camp too. So I think everything become more relaxed in the last years. Also very relaxed way of dealing with trash. On a private truck now, saying goodbye to the beautiful hills and mountains. We have still dozens of kilometers of jungle and dirt road before we get to the paved road, to the big trade post of Lapok. So beautiful. It's always so sad leaving Baram and leaving the heart of Borneo. Another truck has broken down. Pretty much everybody stops to check if they need help on those roads. Yeah, everybody helps everybody because tomorrow you can be the one who needs help. We are already back in the area dominated by oil palm plantations. This is close enough to the mill, so here it makes sense from a financial point to grow oil palms. 100 kilometers further up into the hills, it's basically nonsense. But here the transport to the mill is quite realistic. Big truck in front of us, making so much dust that we almost didn't see a dog on the road. Those dogs, they walk around everywhere. They just don't care. Oh, now I cannot even see the road. Getting kinda dangerous. At the lower checkpoint, basically the entrance to Baram. The entrance to the giant network of dirt roads in this part of the heart of Borneo. So soon we're gonna be on paved roads again. In front of us, once more, the huge graveyard of old logging vehicles. This is just a small part of it. There is more ahead. There must be hundreds of vehicles lying here. The result of, well, what is the rest? Here are some more. I think those around here are still intact. Where were the dead and overgrown ones. I think most of those here are still good. Also a lot of parking space for more logging vehicles. But there was also a huge graveyard somewhere. Also most of the logging vehicles are now out of here. Most of them are working, I guess. Seems like down here they are either collecting timber from rafts on the river, or maybe they are making rafts to bring them to Miri, or maybe they're even loading the timber on big boats. Who knows? And we are leaving the dirt roads and once again on a paved modern road, crossing the Baram river in a moment. Let's see if we can spot some interesting fruits from the bridge. Not necessarily coconuts and the usual stuff. Ah yeah, so here they are loading the timber on those big boats. Probably they were not allowed to transport those huge amounts on the road when they were still getting out about 100,000 cubic meters a month. That's over 1 million of cubic meters a year. I guess probably not on a normal road. Here the huge trading post of Lapok. Basically that's where people go when they don't want to go all the way to Miri. That's where they do their shopping. That's where this is the last, well, it's tiny but still some sort of urban environment. Wherever the Chinese go and establish a trading post, no matter how small it is, it looks like a city in miniature. Our truck is covered in dirt. Gonna get some gas here and I'm gonna check out the fruit and veggie market here. Maybe something has made its way down here from the hills, which I haven't managed to find while I was in the heart of Borneo. See what I mean? Even if the Chinese traders just built 2 blocks, they make it look like a town. Let's see what's on the market. Lots of jungle produce, also lots of garden produce. I smell durian somewhere. Last time I was here was just at the start of COVID, so everybody was running away from me because back then COVID was rampant in Italy and they thought, oh, white man, he will bring COVID here. No, not much stuff. Monday is a slow day in general because big market day is usually Sunday. But let's see, maybe I find something interesting. This is again some sort of seedling lemon lime hybrid, but I've reviewed too many of those. They are sour, that's why people grow them. Nothing special here, and I don't know where the durian is, probably already eaten and with the husks in the trash. Also, no fancy fruits around here. What a pity. Nothing for me actually. Oh look, here they have this conic shaped Borneo eggplant in contrast to the normal round one. Here I'm seeing it for the second time. So it was not only in the garden of the trading post of Kilosepulut, but also on the market of the trading post of Lapok. Look at that, this is the standard Borneo eggplant, although it has a couple varieties. And here, this is the elongated one. Already at least the 4th variety of Borneo eggplant I'm finding.